coming off of a 28-7 season, 15-1 in the America East. The 8-time reigning regular season champions in the America East, the Vermont Catamounts. Coach, what's going on, man? I'm glad you were able to take some time away from your jam band to be able to join us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But Shamir Bogues, man, we enjoyed that. Like he's a fun, honest, transparent kid who honestly, I wasn't sure was going to have the impact he had last year for you. Coming from Tarleton State, you just don't know. You knew the defense was going to be there, but taking a kid from Texas, bringing him to Burlington, Vermont, like, did you know how good he was going to be?
I mean, yeah, like you said, the defense, the athleticism, the size, those things we knew about. The biggest part for him last year was transitioning to a full-time point guard, and that took a little bit of time for him to make that transition. And then, we figured out how to use him best, as kind of a post-up point guard. We didn't have a lot of back to the basket ability last year with our bigs. And so we used Shamir in that role. And, he really became dynamic and especially as the season went on and then into the NCAA tournament, he had a great game against Duke.
John, I want to ask you, so you guys have won 8 straight regular season titles, right? But this kind of sustained level of success that we've seen out of UVM dates back to like the early 2000s. It dates back to the Tom Brennan days, even before TJ Sorrentine, even before Taylor Coppenrath, right? And it's been consistent and it's been sustained and it's been for like 25 years. Why has Vermont been a place where this has been able to happen? Because I don't think you would look at a map and you would think Vermont is the place where we're going to have one of the best mid-major programs in all of college basketball. How have you guys been able to kind of develop and sustain this?
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. This dates back to Tom Brennan and Mike Lonergan. And, I was fortunate to take over a program that had some history of success and I've been really fortunate to be the head coach here this is my 14th season as a head coach. But, I think a big part of it is our community, is our fan base, is the support here. Basketball really matters here. And so guys have like a high major experience here with the interest level in our program and the winning, those two things have really been the two things that have sustained us. And then, we don't have the nicest facilities and a lot of the bells and whistles maybe some other programs have. So the kids that are coming here now care about the winning and care about playing in front of people and having it matter. And, our administration has continued to do everything they can to help us be successful.
You've been in this a long time. What is, if I told you could be commissioner right now of college hoops, what would be the first thing you change? What would be the thing right now that you're most concerned about?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's this NIL stuff, transfer portal combination. The player empowerment's great, but it's starting to affect our level. But certainly, when you see guys like Tony Bennett and Jay Wright getting out of the business because of the chaos that's at their level, that doesn't seem. You don't want to lose guys like that. And, I hear a lot from my colleagues at the highest level of just how difficult it is now to navigate. So we need to have, some guardrails to make sure that, whether it's a salary cap or however it's going to play out. But, the NCAA has kind of thrown their hands up. And now it's just kind of the wild, wild west. And like I said, it's trickling down to our level. I mean, we lost, we had 4 high school kids on campus this fall, that went to, other schools because they were going to get paid, and we don't have NIL right now, and so you're seeing kids even at our level making decisions based on getting paid, and so and maybe not the right fit or going to the best basketball school or the best academic school, and so we've got to get our arms around that, and make sure we keep what's good in college athletics, and make sure that the NCAA tournament stays the way it is, and things like that, which I know a lot of people at our level are very concerned about.
Well, now TJ Sorrentine's in the NBA, not at Brown, so why not hit him up for some NIL? I mean, come on, like he's making big money over there now.
Oh no, I'm staying in touch with him. I'm working that, yeah, at some point, yeah. But I'm really happy for TJ. He's loving it in the NBA, and we're really proud of him.
So you guys bring back basically like 4.5 starters. You bring back a lot of experience, as much as probably any program in college basketball this season. What is the value of that retention? Like, why does it matter bringing back guys that kind of already know what you want to do?
It's a big deal, and like you said, we basically we lost 2 of our 9 guys in our rotation last year, and Matt Ferretto and Aaron Deloney. But with starting 5 basically returning, Jace Rockmore and Samuel Alamutu that played significant roles off the bench, it's a big deal, and it's the first time we've had this in a couple years. I mean, we've replaced 4 out of 5 starters each of the past 2 seasons. So to have that kind of continuity this year is a big deal. They just, it takes a year to figure out what we do here. And I'm sure it's true of any school when it came transfers, but we have our system here, and we're very specific about the things we do. And so it takes a little while for guys to get acclimated to that. And so to have them come back is a big deal. And you can just see it with, and the chemistry, with guys like TJ Long and Shamir and Jace, guys that transferred in last year. You saw, I noticed it almost immediately this summer, just the level of ease that they were at, and the relationships and chemistry that they had created. It was really cool to see, and it's a good reminder, for me, as we get into the transfer portal, to try to get kids with multiple years so that there is some continuity.
So as Rob said, you return, or you said, I think 7 of your top 9. You were 15-1 last year in the league. So everything looks good, right? I mean, everything looks set up that Vermont's going to dominate the league again. What's your biggest concern with this year's team?
Just that, I think it's just a complacency, or just thinking, hey, it's going to happen, and our league has gotten really, we've had good continuity with the coaches and their programs, and our league last year, you can look at the Ken Palm ratings and net ratings. Our league, I think, was 21st, which is as high as it's been. And again, in the preseason Ken Palm numbers, I think it's 20th. And so, it's going to be challenging, our league. And the other piece is that we've been really banged up and injured this off season. And so we haven't had our starting 5 play together yet in practice. And we've had 3 to 4 starters out for a majority of the preseason. And so none of the injuries are season ending, or, and should be resolved by the first game, but there hasn't been a lot of practice time with those guys together. And it's forced freshmen and walk-ons to kind of play every rep in practice. And so as a coach, it's hard to gauge where you're at, and it is good that they, that the top 7 guys all played here last year. But, we've got to start to, get healthy and figure that out. But yeah, the complacency, the expectation, and, we're attempting to win our 4th straight or go to our fourth straight NCAA tournament is the goal, which is which has never been done in our conference or at our school. And so, that's a challenge. And so, the complacency, the expectation, those are things that, and the health, at least right now, the health issues, those are things that concern me.
So you guys have been, like you mentioned, to the last 3 NCAA tournaments. You've been to 6 in your Vermont tenure. What has to happen for you to break through and maybe pick up that win? Because we were talking about this earlier. It feels like you guys are kind of in that same conversation that Belmont was at one point, where it's like, yeah, they're going to keep banging on that door. They're going to keep having the chance. They just haven't gotten the right matchup, haven't gotten the right breaks. How do you get yourself a win in the dance this year? What has to happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we talk about all the time. And it's interesting in a one bid league, right? Because you can't build your team to win NCAA tournament games because you got to win your conference first. So it's like, what do we need to do to win the conference? That's really how we've approached this. And maybe that hasn't, prepared us to win games in the tournament. And you can talk about matchups and this, that, and the other thing, but we haven't been able to do it. We've been there, like you said, we've been there quite a bit. And so, because, we're not like a team that, is going to press or play zone or does something that's super unique that in the tournament you may be able to catch a higher level team off guard because they haven't played against a style like that. And so we're trying to, we think about all off season, like what are things that we can do to kind of accomplish both goals if we're fortunate enough to get to the NCAA tournament. And so, we've had those games in the tournament where we make 18, 19 threes, it's kept us close. This year we're going to play with more pace. We're hoping that the pace can be something that can help us, translate to every type of situation, so to speak. And so, but I don't know if I had the answer, I would have, we would have hopefully got some wins by now. But we're constantly, it's just one of those things. You can't look too far ahead. Because you have to win your conference and you have to win those 3 games in March, which is, I've always said is the most stressful thing you can do in college basketball to me is win a conference tournament in a one bid league as the favorite. I think that's a lot of stress and pressure and, why I've aged so quickly.
All right. So what's on the schedule Thursday night, John?
Band practice, every Thursday down in the basement with the boys, and we're doing it on Wednesday this week. So we're that's something that we've been doing. I've been doing for the last 5-6 years now, and it's been a great fun and great release and something I really enjoy.
Who are these guys? This band, we have a picture of you playing the drums. There you are. I mean, I did not know that you had this skill and talent in you. I had no idea.
Yeah. Something I've been doing for a long time and played in a lot of bands through the years. And it's just a group of guys that I've gotten to know here in Burlington and friends of mine. And we just kind of put it together. The band's called The Cats. It's they're really good. I mean, we're actually pretty good. And the guys that play in my band play in other bands that play out quite a bit. But it's just good fun and something I look forward to every week.
Are you a cover band or are you playing original songs?
We're basically a cover band. One guy in the group writes his own songs, so we play his songs, and it's just kind of a round robin thing. There's about 7 guys in the band, and 5 of them sing. So they just, we just go round robin, and the one guy plays all his own original stuff, but otherwise we're a cover band. Classic rock, 70s type music.
I like it. I like it. I might try to get up to Burlington one day and check it out. All right,
Yeah,
last thing,
yeah.
quickly, give me your advice for Maureen McGarity, who's making, I don't know if it's her media debut in the women's portion of the America East Media Day here coming up right after us. What do you got? You got any good advice for her?
Well, I think this is her media debut, yes. And as you know, she was an incredible coach and is now we're engaged to be married, and her and the girls moved up a couple months ago. And so, you know, she's it's been great having her up here and having her around, and she comes to practice all the time. And yeah, I was excited for this opportunity for her. I know she's been working hard, kind of studying up and calling the coaches in the league, and I'm sure she'll be terrific. And I told her, don't be too nice, though. She tends to be too nice, and so that's a hard hitting question. So keep it interesting. So, but no, she's excited, and she's. I hope she does. You know, I'm sure she'll do great, and who knows? Maybe it's another career path for her.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen, John. It's been a pleasure, man. It's great to see you. Best of luck this season. And if Goodman shows up at the door for your next show, just tell him no. You don't want him in the venue. You don't want him there.
I tip well. I tip well. Okay. I Venmo tip any of the bands.
No. We'll invite him in, bring him down, sit him on the couch, give him a nice cold beer, and make him listen.
Yeah, there you go. Coach, it's been a pleasure, man. Best of luck this season. Coming up next.